Advertisers that change as you know it. So today's special guest is Greg Starr from Carvertise. Greg, what's going on, bro?
How's it going?
How's everything, man?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you, bro. Welcome to the Wilmington Show, man.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
So, I mean, we obviously know Carvertise, been around a while. Why don't you just give us the quick rundown? I know you guys probably have a good quick pitch of who you are.
Yeah. So
what is it that you do?
What we're doing is we're opening up the market so that companies can advertise on everyday people's cars, right? So you see billboards, you see buses, you see TV, and it was our vision, well, like, there's a lot of money being spent on there. What about cars, right? So, you know,
cars are moving.
Cars are moving.
They're visible. People see them.
Yeah, and studies show that they actually have a higher recall rate than a lot of other outdoor advertising mediums because it's just so new. Like when you see an ad on a car and it's beautiful, like you're gonna remember it. It's almost like an experience. So what we do is we pay everyday people like me and you, who are out driving. Let's say you're driving from Wilmington to Hockessin every day. We find companies who like where you're advertising, like that route, and we match you with a company who wants to pay you to put an ad in your car while you drive on an everyday basis. So that's the business model. And the past year or so, we've really had a lot of growth because we started to partner with not just everyday people to put ads on their cars, but rideshare drivers, right? So everyone—
We're just driving all day.
Driving all day, and everyone's taking Uber and Lyft and all the other ones. So that's been a really, really popular choice for companies who are like, yeah, I want my brand on these rideshare cars because it's the next generation of transportation, and we think it's important to be there.
And we hear that you have recently done something that's very Wilmington-centric in New York City. Can you tell us about that story?
So just backstory, the Delaware Tourism Office was one of our first clients about 4 or 5 years ago. And that was at a time we were first starting the company, we were month to month, and they gave us a deal that A, probably saved the company at the time, but B, really forced us to kind of grow beyond Wilmington. We did an advertising campaign in Pennsylvania to attract people to come to Wilmington during the summer. So then fast forward, 4 years later, this whole Uber Lyft rideshare platform came about, and every year the Delaware Tourism Office tries to make a splash at the New York Times Travel Show. 30,000 people come there every year to kind of choose where they want to go. It's the largest consumer travel show on the East Coast. So we pitched them the idea of what if we had rideshare cars, Uber and Lyft cars, that were wrapped in images of Delaware, from Wilmington to Kent County to Sussex County. And we had the cars essentially drive around the Javits Center where it was located, and the Uber Lyft drivers would pick people up who were going to and from the show, and so potential prospects were getting in the cars of Delaware Tourism. So imagine you're someone who's going to the travel show,
right. You're
getting into a wrapped Delaware car, you're getting out, the drivers were given brochures they could hand out to the people getting in and out.
Right.
So,
So it's like Delaware's providing the taxi service.
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. Two interested potential buyers who are going to come and live, work in Delaware.
That's awesome. Great idea. Who came up with that idea?
That idea was, I wish I could take credit. It was really one of our team members, Jim, who pitched this idea to about 4 or 5 months prior for a big pharmaceutical conference, and we tested it out in like New Orleans, and they loved it. And then they did it in Nashville, and now we did it in Chicago. And so that whole kind of idea of transporting people at trade shows and cars driving around is another product line we're developing right now that's really starting to take off.
So you said it was one of your team members. How many people are on your team at this point?
15 people. 15 people
wow.
on the team. Yeah.
Congratulations.
You and Mac are like the dynamic duo, just like Zach and I. You know what I mean? So how did Carvertise come about?
Carvertise started when we were at the University of Delaware. I met Mac. I knew Mac beforehand, but Mac officially pitched, like, he was already working on Carvertise, Penguin Ads at the time, and it was in one of my classes that he gave a presentation on what he was working on, the idea, and I was just like, interesting. And so I just approached him after class and was like, if you need any help, let me know. I'm really good at video games, so maybe I can do this also.
Right.
And we just started working together, and I think we were just very naive, and we just thought like, well, this is a good idea. There's no reason why this shouldn't be a thing, so we just kept at it.
So tell us about you just recently moved into a new facility. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's 7,500 square feet in Browntown in Wilmington. for years, we would, so wrapping cars is a big part of our business, right? We wrap all the cars. And so for years, though, we had our office here and our wrapping facility. You had to drive and go do it. So there's a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of kind of miscommunication going on. And so what we decided to do is just bring it all in-house. And so it's
how did you ended up selecting
Browntown?
Well, it was really Mayor Perzicki, where we saw Mayor Perzicki at an event, and we told him, like, hey, we're having trouble finding a place that fits our need. And on the spot, he started making calls to commercial developers.
That's a nice mayor.
It's it was you don't.
Sounds like a nice mayor.
I don't know if you have many mayors that are going to just hold on a second and just start calling people.
Let me start calling people.
Yeah, and then we renovated. It was a pretty abandoned space. We actually did a lot of renovation in it. Put tiles down the floors and made it look nice. And
you
now
drive cars right in there.
Drive cars right in there.
Drive motorcycles right on out.
Max skateboards in there. Spare time. So but it's a great facility for what our needs are, and already the experience for the drivers is better. We're able to see, this is maybe a better way to put the wrap on the car, and we're able to test things out a lot more. So it's been a good development.
So we need to make other videos about you guys, just in general. Just like we need to find out more about kind of how it's coming along. I don't know how the tech component of your company is coming along and all that type of stuff, but we got to wrap up for today. So that's really cool. Great idea. You said it was John. We got to give a shout out to
Jim.
Jim. We got to give a shout out to Jim.
And I'll say the tourism office too, because they
did a good job coming up with stuff too.
Yeah, we took the concept, but then they were like, this would be perfect for this, and then they were like, what if we had them do this? So it was It was a good back and forth.
We'll give it to Jim, the tourism office.
Right.
But thank you so much, Greg, for coming in today. Carvertise, check it out. And if you want to make a little extra money and you drive a lot, or even just a little bit, you should definitely check out Carvertise.
.com.
Carvertise.com.
Carvertise.com. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any positive stories that Zach and myself need to talk about, be sure to submit it at stories.wilmington.love.